what I'm going over right now is the body easel and how it actually works and some of the adjustments that you can make using it. And then I will be using the body easel outside in the next part of the lesson. So this can just sling across your back. It's super lightweight. Okay, now you can carry a bag if you want, but if you're hiking around, you don't have to. It can just hang on the back. Now these can be made in different sizes. I have another Skillshare class on how to make one of these, and you can make it any size you want. Just put it like that, put it over your head, put your arms through the straps, and these can be adjusted, okay, because sometimes it's winter time and you've got big heavy coats, and otherwise you may just have a little frock on. Okay, you can make these tighter. It's slip knots, so it's really adjustable. You can share them with other people that are different size. Right? Now the other thing that I want to show you, many things. I have magnets here. The reason for the magnets is that I put my palette on it. I have another palette that I'm going to use, but I wanted to show you that you can use these too. In my pouch is everything that I need. Okay? The palette that I'm going to be using outside when I'm actually painting in this later is this one. Okay? Mini Altoid. I have 4 pigments. I have a French ultramarine blue, I have a cadmium red light, and I have an alizarin crimson. So that's a cool red and a warm red. This is a warm blue. And I have kind of an in-between. It's a Hansa medium, I think. So it's kind of between a cool and a warm yellow. And then I have, these are all held in magnetically. I have 2 little cosmetic dishes that attach there so that I can mix. I can either have water in it or I can do mixes in it. And then this all attaches, okay? Doesn't fall off. All right. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention on here, this is a strap so that I can slip a piece of paper under it. It's made out of this stretchy elastic, real easy. Now there's a reason that this stretchy elastic comes in all kinds of gorgeous colors. The reason I don't use the gorgeous color on this is because then when I'm painting, I can't help but see this blue, and that can really alter the choices I make for color, for value on my painting. So if I do use this, then I'm going to have it a neutral, either a gray or a brown. And I make this out of foam core because it's very lightweight. If not, I'll make it out of corrugated cardboard, which is also fairly neutral, or I will make it out of like a book board, which is gray, and that's also neutral. So I can paint with any palette, and the background color of my easel will not cause me problems in terms of value or color. One thing I like about the white is it gives me white. And then I've got a real good dark with my magnets. So I've got like a black and white. And then I can base my halftone. So I really like to make use of everything I bring with me so that I can just get right down to painting. This is a funny little clip. All right, I have another one that I'll show you close up. And you'll see what I do with that one. It's a little hard to talk and maneuver this at the same time. Usually it just stays like that. The little clip I just showed you is like this, and it's kind of hard to open up and slip onto this, so I don't take that off and on too much. But what I like about this, you'll see, I can stick my travel brushes or my pencil into it and not drop it, not lose them. I'm very, very careful about having everything attached to me, because if somebody bumps me in the crowd and I drop my travel brush or my pencil or my fountain pen or something, then it's very, or the cap to it, it's very hard to find it if there are people milling around, if I'm moving, or one time I dropped a pencil. I was very, very lucky. It was a beautiful mechanical pencil. And I was on one of those kind of, it was a metal staircase with all the holes in it. I don't know what you call that. It's kind of a grid work. And I was halfway up the staircase and something happened. I dropped it. And it went, was aiming to go right through, and it would have gone down 3 flights, and it would have been wrecked, or I would never have found it. But it did just kind of land sideways, and I was able to retrieve it. So I keep things in here as a little zip pocket. I always just put my fountain pens in there and zip it up, because I just don't want to take a chance of the rain coming. I gather my things up quickly, and I bend over, and my fountain pen falls out. So that's why I can put a lot of things in this snap part, but the zip part, I have to have zips to keep my favorite tools and my expensive tools safe. Okay, so let me get into pulling out the other things that I have that I take with me. I forgot to put this in here, but this fits in here. This is actually just a cover with an insert in it. This is my sketch pad, and I made this myself out of postcards from an exhibit that I had one time. And inside, okay, there are little sleeves that I made, and you can put notes in there, or sometimes I put the palette that I'm using. I have different strips for different palettes, so I'll put that in one of these little side pockets. But this is an accordion sketchbook. Of course, you can work on both sides. I've done some things on this side that you can see. And when I go outside for the demo next, I'll be working on this side. And it just slips right in. It's real easy, lightweight to bring with you on trips. And when I get home, I bind these together to make one big journal of the trip I've taken. Now I also have another little slip here, and this has a magnet on it, so if I don't have my body easel with me, which I don't always bring it when I travel, I can just hold it like that, put that on, okay, and I'm good to go. Alright, so this is in my little pouch, usually. And I have a rag, and it's hooked on. Again, this was all developed for paragliding, and you can't drop something because it eventually could hit somebody in the head if they're down there on the ground, and you don't want to hurt anybody, plus you don't want to lose things. So I have hooks, a lot of hooks, and I just hook it onto there, and that way too, and I don't want to drop it in a crowd. Let's see. I have, of course, my wrist sock, and for those of you who don't know about a wrist sock, it's just a cotton sock. You cut the end of it off, and then you use it to clean off most of your water brushes. I have a water brush here. Okay, so you have a water brush, and so that you don't mix your colors up when you don't want them mixed up, you just would clean it off like that, okay? And you can also control the amount of water in your brush with your travel brushes. All right. So I have a little atomizer. The atomizer is what I dampen my pigments with. And this has a little loop. You can either hook it onto one of these hooks, or you can loop it through. Whichever way you want to attach it, but then if you drop it, it doesn't go anywhere either. And you can, there are 4 of these rings all the way around, so you have lots of places you can attach things. Okay, so what else do I have in here? I have a mechanical pencil that has a hook, so I can draw if I want to, and then I can add that to a little ring and not lose it. And then I have my travel brushes. The Da Vinci travel brushes are my favorite. I have lots of different kinds. So I usually have 2 different sizes. And the other favorite is a squirrel brush. It's also a travel brush. So I can put those right in there. I have my paints, and if I want to have something more than just this little dish for water, I can hook this tin on. That's usually for oil paints, where you put your medium or your turpentine in there when you're painting plein air, but it works for water. The other thing, let's see, the last thing to show you as far as these supplies go is this clip. All right? This is a magnetic clip. It can clip upside down onto a board if you don't have magnets, or if you just want an extra space. All right? That also, it holds it fantastically. Those are great if you don't have a body board. You can clip this right to a sketchbook, and then you have your palette. It works for that palette. It works for that palette. It's very, very strong, right? It also works for your water. So you can bring 2 of these with you. The only thing I don't like about this is the thickness. So it's not as easy to pack, but it's really pretty small, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay, I think that is all I need to show you as far as how the body easel works. You will see it in action outside, where I won't be talking so much. I'll be filming it, and then I'll do a voiceover to walk you through it, because I want to be outside painting, and the cicadas and the birds and the peepers and creepers and all those things are just making so much noise. So see you in the next lesson. I'm Chris Carter.